if you don't notice, is just Tyler smiles. He's always happy. He's jolly, and you can see that from across the room, and it really draws people to him in a way that you just feel. I mean, look at him. Come on, see. And certainly, I was also drawn to Tyler for that reason as well. Before even knowing that the majority of our time at Siena would be crossing paths both through sports and our work life. And by work life, I mean we're both security guards, and we would spend a lot of our nights walking through campus in the wee hours, closing the doors, too afraid to walk around together because it's pretty scary at night. And then we both grew into RAs together as well, where we served and had plenty of great times then. He met his beautiful wife here at Siena. She's right there. I think I had something to do with that. It was over in the dorm. There was the floor that's down beneath, and they had some kind of impromptu dance thing. And it was a small part that I had, but I think I gave you a nudge to get out there and go dance with her. And here they are now. So all that is to say that, through Tyler's really electric personality and the bonds that people make at Siena, people really find great things here that are lasting. And so on to the plan statements here. So it's an honor to stand here and celebrate my good friend, Tyler George, as he receives the St. Dominic Outstanding Alumni Award. Some of this will be a bit repetitive, but Tyler and I first met right here at Siena Heights University. We shared a lot of experiences together as students. We both worked as security guards and as resident assistants, and we even competed on the track team as throwers. Tyler was much more skilled than I was. Whether it was the hammer or the weight, Tyler always approached every challenge with focus, determination, and a strong work ethic. When I reflect on that time to now, and I try to think of what's changed within him, I can't think of anything. All that's still true. The St. Dominic Outstanding Alumni Award recognizes an alumni for commitment to Christian education and family, school, or community. The award honors those who embody the Dominican philosophy and the spirit of Siena and who promote pride in Christian ethics and education. And when I think about that description, I can't imagine anyone more deserving than Tyler. While I haven't had the chance to sit in one of his classrooms, as we've been separated by both time and distance, I know the kind of teacher and mentor he is because I've seen some of those same qualities of dedication and perseverance in everything he does. Teaching isn't just about what happens in the moment, it's about the lasting impact you leave behind. And Tyler has clearly achieved that. Time and again, he hears from former students who have gone on to new chapters in life and take the time to thank him for his guidance. That says more about his character, his influence, and his care for others than any of us could put into words. Tyler brings his best not only to his students, but to his community, his family, and his friends. He lives out the values of truth, compassion, and service that Siena Heights instills, and he does so with humility and strength. So please join me in congratulating Tyler on this well-earned recognition. Congratulations, Tyler.
I assure you, I am great at teaching children in front of adults. We're on a journey here. So here we go. This has been an incredible experience. And I'm actually really honored to follow two really excellent, outstanding alumni, one of which was one of my very first students 17 years ago at Clinton High School. And then I'm also joined by other former students from Clinton High School as well. And it really does paint everything to be full circle here, from Siena Heights to, extending outwards into the community and where life ultimately will take you. One other thing here, I'm not afraid to cry in front of people, so we're going to try to get through this together. That being said, I stand before you today deeply humbled and honored to accept the St. Dominic Award. To be recognized in this way by Siena Heights, a place that has shaped so much of who I am, feels both surreal and profoundly moving. As a student athlete competing for Coach Tim Bauer, one of my greatest mentors in life, and I won't lie, I about lost it when he hugged me in the hallway. So, really remarkable man. I learned lessons of discipline, perseverance, and teamwork, all of which would make me a better teacher, but an even greater husband, father, and friend. Having the incredible support system of the coaches and teammates, this reminded me that strength isn't only measured in the distance of a throw or a jump. I wasn't a sprinter. It is measured in commitment, resilience, and the willingness to keep striving even when life is getting hard. As a resident assistant, I experienced another kind of growth. Living and working with students from all different backgrounds, I saw firsthand the importance of service, compassion, and community, all of which made me a more competent, purposeful, and ethical individual in both the professional world and my personal life. Sometimes my job was just helping students with homesickness. Other times it was creating programming that brought people together, and occasionally just being someone who would listen when all you need was a set of ears. In all of these moments, I truly began to understand the Dominican values: study, prayer, service, and community were not just abstract ideas for me at Siena. They became habits of the heart. They lived out in the classrooms, in the residence halls, on the track, and in quiet moments of prayer. They lived out in mentors who guided me, friends who supported me, and the opportunities that challenged me. For the past 17 years, I've carried those values with me onto my vocation as a teacher at Clinton High School right here in Lenawee County. I cannot imagine a more meaningful calling. Every day I walk into my classroom knowing that I have the chance not just to teach history or government or geography, but to help young people discover who they are and what they can become. Education is not just about filling minds with knowledge. It is about shaping hearts, nurturing curiosity, and encouraging young people to see themselves as a part of something bigger than their own individual story. My greatest joy has been watching students wrestle with big questions, develop their own voice, and step out into the world with confidence and purpose. And let me say this, teaching has never been a one-way street. My students inspire me daily. Their resilience, their humor, whether it's Tom Hanks' hair or the latest great movie, that's an inside joke from his freshman year. Their resilience, their humor, their creativity, and their hunger to make a difference remind me why I chose this path in the first place. In many ways, they have been teachers as much as I have been theirs. St. Dominic devoted his life to truth, faith, and service. This award bears his name as a reminder in our lives that we should always point back to those with the same ideals. I hope in a small way that my many years as a teacher, as a mentor, and a community member reflect even a fraction of that vision. Of course, none of this would be possible without the support of so many people. To my family, I thank you for your unwavering love, encouragement through every late night of grading, every evening practice, and every moment of doubt or challenge. To my wife and best friend, Liz. She's gonna hate this. But to my wife and best friend, Liz, who I met here at Siena and was introduced in Professor Kaplan's extra credit salsa dancing class. And I pass this along to all of my students. It's like, look, extra credit opportunity in college might change your life. And they're like, immediately, they're like, what do you mean? So I tell that story. The girls are, oh, the guys, that never happened. I assure you it did. But that being said, you are my rock and my greatest constant in life. To my boys, Hayden and Rowan, you are my why and one of the greatest sources of inspiration in life. I was told by someone once when I was hired, quote, be the teacher you would want your children to have. And I pray that each day I'm fulfilling that advice. To my students, past and present, you are the reason I love what I do. And this award belongs to you just as much as it does to me. And special recognition to one of my all-time favorite students, who I am humbled to be on the stage with here tonight, Nate Adams. It is because of students like you that I am grateful for each and every day I get to continue my path in education and inspire others along the way. I would also like to thank Dr. Robert Nidza, one of the greatest friends that a person could have. From those long nights serving as RAs together, playing God of War in the office, and then going to do our rounds, to the track meets and everything in between, you are without a doubt a catalyst for both change and a source of consistency in life. A true friend to rely on and a lifesaver for whom you work with in the medical field. Finally, to Siena Heights. Thank you for giving me not only an education, but a foundation for life. The spirit of Siena, rooted in Dominican tradition, continues to guide me daily. It is what inspires me to keep striving, to keep serving, and to keep leading with faith and integrity. This recognition tonight is not an endpoint. It is a challenge to continue living out the ideals of St. Dominic and the mission of Siena Heights University. I pray that I can honor the award not only with words tonight, but actions tomorrow and in all days ahead. Thank you all, and hail Siena.